Hi everybody, Tetanus Risk back with you, and it's January 2nd, 2023, so wishes of Happy New Year are in order. It's mild out, so I find myself outside looking at putting a bush bar on the front of this. So check it out. So a friend of mine picked up this bush bar at a swap meet in Quebec for $5, believe it or not, and dropped it in my yard for me to play around with. And what I did was I basically got the slope of the front bumper away from the grill and the angle of basically how plumb I want the bush bar to be in relation to the grill. And I cut it right here, and as you can see here, I tried to get as close to the pipe as I possibly could, like the cross pipe, and I got very close here, but I left quite a bit. So already this thing's not square. So I'm gonna have to, first of all, get that square. And then the next thing I did was I cut templates for the slope of the bumper. Inner and outer there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna square this up first of all. Luckily I have a granite surface at work and a height gauge, so I'll use those and just square it on the granite table, and then mark how much I have to take off the one side, and then I'll get that pretty square to one side to the other, and I'll start forming the bottom using the templates. It'll be this one right here, kind of thing. Yeah, like that. I have it marked forward and rear, but they're actually backwards. It's like that. So I'll shape that with the grinder just like that till it's reasonably straight and square and the rake I want. I believe I have it a little bit forward leaning, or I'll end up with it a little forward leaning, just like the new what are they, Jeep Gladiators. The bush bar on them is just bolted to the front bumper, the top of the bumper, just like this, and it rakes forward slightly, and it looks pretty cool. So that's I'm hoping the result will be something like that. As you can see here, this was mounted underneath the front bumper on whatever vehicle it came off of, and it was just this is some plate welded inside the tube, and the bolts basically. So I'm going to cut these off and I'm going to weld them crossways in here, just recess them a bit. Once it's all shaped, of course. Fast forward 5 weeks and I'm back out working on the bush bar for the Safari. I've cut the mounting brackets off, just a plate with a nut welded on the back of it. These will go in here horizontally. And looking at my friend's Gladiator again, I want more forward rake on this, so I've marked lines on both ends, and I'm going to take the grinder to them and cut them so it rakes forward quite a bit more. I'll come back. I got the ends of the pipe ground down to make the profile of the top of the bumper pretty close. And no, I'm attaching it better than this, not just using tape. I'm going to weld the brackets in the bottom here. Mark some holes, drill them right through the bumper. I have test fitted that I can get my hand in to start the bolts from the inside of the bumper. It is pretty tight, so be careful. And maybe ratchet and a socket and a whole pile of universals to actually tighten it up. Or maybe I can get a stubby wrench in there and crank it for all I'm worth. Okay, all right, here's the brackets tacked in place. Welding's not beautiful. I blew through on this side. Gonna need some attention, some grinding there. Here's the setup. I took 2 small strips of thin sheet metal and I bent them till I got it pretty square in the bottom there, and clamps on for welding. And I'm gonna go ahead and tack this one up too. Okay, the bush bar is back on the bench and the brackets are welded in both sides. Mind the globby welding. And the next thing will be to transfer the holes to the top of the bumper and drill those out and bolt it in place and see what it looks like. I positioned the bush bar on the bumper and I measured and got it pretty precise to where I wanted it. Then I took soapstone and I traced out the bottom of the bush bar, and then I cut the heads off some bolts, same size, 1/2 inch, screwed those into the ends of the bush bar and just let them hang out like, I wonder if that's focusing, let them hang out, I don't know, about maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe more, and gave that a coating of soapstone so I could transfer the hole locations onto here. So I started with a small bit, worked my way up to the 1/2 inch bit, and I'm going to position this back on the bumper and try to bolt it down. Now, I have experienced that it's really tough to get your hand in up in the back of the bumper, so that's what I'm going to do next. It's not a fun job, but here we go. Check out this reveal. Mind my footsteps in the snow. That looks pretty good for a $5 bush bar that my good friend picked me up at the Granby swap meet for $5. So it wasn't too bad getting my hand in behind the bumper. I just used a couple of different ratchets, solid one and one articulating one, with some extensions and a universal right there and a 3/4 inch bit. It went pretty good. That's on there, that's solid. So this is just one idea for throwing a bush bar on here. You may be coming up with your own. As always, leave a like, comment in the comments, or subscribe. I appreciate it all. And until next time, take it easy.